People are mad at the new Doctor Strange movie because apparently it's too scary. Now, Marvel fans have to be some of the most sensitive people on the planet, okay? Like, I've watched this movie, and honestly, the movie was kind of mid. Like, it wasn't the best Marvel movie, but wasn't the worst. And unlike Morbius, I actually watched this movie. Now, sure, the movie definitely had some, like, horror tropes mixed in there because it was directed by Sam Raimi and he's a horror director. I mean, the creepiest thing from this movie was zombie Doctor Strange, which I'm not gonna spoil anything about this movie. That was in the trailer. I'm only gonna show things that were in the trailer. But apparently a lot of Marvel fans are freaking out and saying that this movie should have been rated R. Doctor Strange 2. Viewers are debating whether it should have been rated R. It was rated PG-13 for intense sequences of violence and action, frightening images, and some language. Okay, right off the bat, I know this is gonna be some people being like, I brought my 5-year-old child to this movie and they got scared. It's PG-13 for a reason. I mean, if you want to watch it with your kids, that's perfectly fine, but don't start complaining and getting mad at the movie and saying it should be rated R because, oh no, it was a little bit scary for a child. The Doctor Strange sequel received a PG-13 rating for intense sequences of violence and action, frightening images, and some language. Several people have since argued that the film should have been rated R because of its occasional graphic violence and horror elements, while others have commended Sam Raimi for pushing the movie to the edge of the rating threshold. The new Doctor Strange should have been rated R. It had some very disturbing scenes, including body horror. I wouldn't watch it again, which is sad, because Doctor Strange is one of my favorite Marvel characters. Apparently, the movie was so scary that this person can't even watch it again. Honestly, I'd say that the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy was a lot scarier than this movie was. I mean, sure, it did have a little bit of blood, which I guess is kind of new for Marvel movies, but coming from someone who enjoys horror movies from time to time, this movie wasn't scary, and I don't understand how someone could have watched this movie and been so scared that they're never gonna watch it again. Marvel, I am completely aware that the new Doctor Strange is a big movie and you could have it at PG-13, but personally, I think it would be best as R-rated because I am disturbed mentally because of a certain scene in there. Rather not say to spoil, but just info for next time. So you're telling me that, like, if you saw the R rating, you wouldn't have watched the movie and gotten disturbed? Like, what are you, 5 years old or something? LOL, this Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is rated PG-13. Movie is almost as gory as Deadpool without the comedy. Some scenes had me reaching to the random kids around me like. It's amazing how Multiverse of Madness is more violent and disturbing than both Venom films combined, yet those get rated 15, UK equivalent of an R, while Multiverse of Madness gets rated 12A, UK equivalent to PG-13. That's really funny to me. Yeah, I'd say the movie was definitely PG-13. Like, there was a little bit of blood and some of the scenes were kind of graphic violence, I guess, but it was basically the same kind of violence that was in Venom. Like, Venom eats people, right? I mean, it wasn't really that gory. Little bit of blood and some creepy, like, horror moments, but it was nothing really that major to warrant a rated R movie. Now, in all fairness, I would have preferred rated R because then the movie probably would have been a lot better. Then they could have actually put some, like, real gory violence and made the movie actually scary. There's no denying that the film's 2-hour and 6-minute runtime features several big scares, especially as things ramp up in the third act. There's spatterings of bloody violence and gore, gruesome kills, and some unsettling sequences throughout. However, some people have suggested it's no darker than other boundary-pushing PG-13 rated titles. I've disagreed with many MPAA ratings, but I think PG-13 is perfectly acceptable for Doctor Strange 2. In my opinion, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, one of the films that led to PG-13 being created, is more intense and violent than Doctor Strange 2. The Mummy is PG-13. PG-13. Insidious is PG-13. The Ring, PG-13. Exorcism of Emily Rose is PG-13. A Quiet Place 1 and 2 are both PG-13. The idea that Doctor Strange is just too scary for a PG-13 is honestly laughable. Drag Me to Hell is too mean. Doctor Strange is too violent. We are truly living in the age of adult babies. Now, a lot of people are saying that this movie isn't made for kids, and yeah, that's why it's PG-13. I promise you that 13-year-olds are watching a lot worse than Doctor Strange Zombie. In my opinion, this is probably one of the dumbest outrages surrounding a movie I have ever seen, and the fact that grown adults are saying that this movie was too scary for them is just baffling, because the movie wasn't scary at all, for me at least. But yeah, these are just my thoughts on this entire situation. If you guys have enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel. Hey, you, the one watching this right now, click this video. I promise, it's amazing.